Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole and I like to do fashion DIYs, and in today's video I am bringing you a thrifted upcycled denim pencil skirt. But before I get into the video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like what you see, so I know to make more denim inspired videos. So the skirt in question is this little guy, and actually it used to be much longer, but I ended up cutting off some of it for a different tutorial. I think it was my denim patchwork tutorial because I ran out of materials. So I had to use this skirt, but I always had the intention of turning this into a pencil skirt, so I figured why not? So I do have another video similar to this on my channel where I turned a pair of jeans into a denim pencil skirt, so if you want to see that, I will have that linked. But I'm actually going to be tailoring this because it's quite big right now and doesn't fit the way I would like it to. So when I was considering how to take this skirt in, it needs maybe about 2 inches removed, so not too much. But the best solution I kind of thought to do was to seam up the back seam. Since it's going to be a pencil skirt and it might be a little difficult to walk in, I should include a slit. So I will have to seam rip the back seam anyways, so I might as well just take off all of the excess from the back. So this project is going to be starting off with a ton of seam ripping. So I will be here doing that.
Here is how the skirt fit me originally. So I realized the only seam ripping I needed to do was to remove the belt loop, because I am just going to be cutting down the seam instead of seam ripping. Since I am removing more than the seam allowance, I didn't really need to spend all that time seam ripping. Then I folded the skirt in half along the back seam and pinned it into place to make sure it wouldn't slip around when cutting. And I cut along the existing seam line. Before moving on to the next step, I ran my serger across the raw edges. I then pinned the two right sides together before sewing them together. When sewing, I made sure to stop about 6 inches from the bottom for my slit. Before moving on, it was time for the first fit test.
Okay, so the waist is done. And this is what it looks like in the back, but I'm doing a horrible job at showing you. It's like butter. Yeah. So now I just need to make it less A-line and more pencil, which I'll be doing by removing the excess from the sides now.
To keep the side seams laying flat, I pinned it to keep it in place. I then took some chalk and drew out my new sew line before sewing. I then replicated the same seam line to the other side before trying it on again.
Okay, so this is the skirt so far. Wow, I really need to iron that, but this is the fit of the skirt. I'm very much so feeling it. It's a little more flippy outy on the back, but I do need to go back in and extend this. It's a little too exposed, but a lot of progress has been made.
Now that I know I like the fit, I am going to trim off the excess seam allowance and use my serger to finish the raw edges. I also took the liberty of serging any remaining raw edges, like the hemline, because that was the next step I was moving on to. I also extended my back seam line to make my slit smaller. I then went around the hemline and pinned a 1/2 inch seam allowance, which I just kind of eyeballed out before sewing it in place. And the last thing I needed to do was reattach the belt loop.
So I'm not gonna lie, I did break a needle in the process of sewing this belt loop back on, so make sure you switch to a denim needle if you have them, which I did afterwards. I kind of forgot, but I got the job done, that's all that matters. Okay, so after much deliberation, I have gone back and forth numerous times if I should add a pocket, not add a pocket. I was going to, but I don't know, I just kind of like it the way it is, and something is telling me to just quit while I'm ahead. So I'm actually going to just call it a day on this pencil skirt. Tutorial just turned out to be a simple make a pencil skirt from an existing skirt you already own video. And honestly, I'm really excited because I know I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of this. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to see more fashion DIY videos, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think of this simple alteration. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye!